Greetings, welcome to Into the Text. My name is Reed, and today we're going to be studying the word Gehenna. Do you know what it means? Well, let's find out. Gehenna, the Valley of Hinnom. Why study Gehenna? Good question. Let's see. Jesus uses it 11 times in the New Testament. Jesus thought it was important. All right, let's take a look. We're going to look at the 11 accounts. Some of them are repeats, so we'll make it quick. So Jesus' usage. Matthew 5:22. The fire of Gehenna for anger and insults. Whoever says, "You fool," will be liable to the Gehenna of fire. Context, Jesus warns that unrighteous anger and insults lead to severe judgment. Judgment not just for actions, but also for the heart's condition. This one has like three variations of the same thing. If your eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away, for it is better that you lose one of your members than it is for your whole body to be thrown into Gehenna. So Matthew 5:29, Matthew 18:9, and Mark 9:47 all say about the same thing. It's a variation of the same passage, teaching that about lust and sin using very extreme languages emphasizes the seriousness of the sin. Avoiding all sin at all costs is better than facing Gehenna. Same idea here. If your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than for your whole body to get thrown into Gehenna. Matthew 5:30, cross-reference Mark 9:43, similar to Matthew 5:29. And once again, if your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. It's better for you to have one foot than to have 2 feet and be thrown into Gehenna. Variations of the same thing of the aforementioned posts. Right? Matthew 10:28, fear God who can destroy in Gehenna. Do not fear those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather, fear him who can destroy both soul and body in Gehenna. Most translations translate that as hell, but the word is Gehenna. Context, Jesus telling his disciples to fear God and not humans, because only God has eternal authority over the soul. Matthew 23:15, Gehenna for hypocritical religious leaders. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you travel across the sea and land to make a single proselyte. And then when he becomes a proselyte, you make him twice as much of a child of Gehenna as yourself. Jesus condemns the hypocrites of the Pharisees who mislead people to religious deceptions. Leading others into sin and false teaching brings severe judgment. Matthew 23:33, the Pharisees and Gehenna. You serpents, you brood of vipers, how will you escape being sentenced to Gehenna? Jesus calls out the Pharisees' corruption and rejection of the truth. Luke 12:5, fear God, who has authority over Gehenna. But I'll warn you whom to fear. Fear him who, after he has killed, has authority to cast into Gehenna. Yes, I tell you, fear him. Context, Jesus echoing Matthew 10:28, emphasizing only God determines eternal destiny. Gehenna is reserved for those who reject God. All right, so now that we've seen that Jesus used Gehenna several times in the New Testament, let's take a look at the history and let's try to figure out why he would use Gehenna in this way. Let's check a little history of the word itself. The history of Gehenna, the Valley of Hinnom. The biblical names for the Valley of Hinnom is used throughout the Old Testament. The Valley of the Sons of Hinnom used in Joshua 15:8 and Jeremiah 7:31. Topeth, a specific location within Hinnom where child sacrifices took place. Key takeaways. The Valley of Hinnom was originally just a geographic location, but it became infamous for idolatry, child sacrifice, and later divine judgment. Old Testament and Hinnom's dark history. King Ahaz, 2 Kings 16:3. He burns his sons as an offering according to the abominations of the nations. King Manasseh, 2 Kings 21:6. He burns his son as an offering and uses fortune telling and other omens and deals with mediums and necromancers. Manasseh is one of the most wicked kings in Israel's history, leading the nation into deep pagan idolatry. King Josiah, in 2 Kings 23:10, he defiles Topheth, which is in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, so that no man might burn his son or daughter as an offering to Molech. Josiah destroys the pagan altars, ending the practice of child sacrifice. The horrors of Topheth, child sacrifice in Hinnom. What is Topheth? Topheth was a specific site within the Hinnom Valley where Israelites engaged in child sacrifice to the god Molech. Some scholars believe that Topheth derives from the Hebrew word meaning to drum, because drums were beaten so loudly to drown out the screams of children being burned alive. That's tough. Who was Moloch? Moloch was a Canaanite and Ammonite deity associated with fire and human sacrifice. He was worshipped through burning infants and children as offerings. Jeremiah 7:31 and 32. They have built the high places of Topheth, which is in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, to burn their sons and daughters in the fire, which I did not command. I mean God. The days are coming, declares the Lord, when it will no longer be called Topheth or the valley of the sons of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. God's judgment on Hinnom. I will make this city desolate and horror. In its place I will ruin the plains of Judah and Jerusalem. They will bury in Topheth until there is no more room. Isaiah 30:33. For a burning place Topheth has long been prepared. It has been made ready for the kings, its pyre made deep and wide, with fire and wood in abundance. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of sulfur, kindles it. Hinnom becomes a symbol of divine punishment, destruction, and an unquenchable fire. The death penalty for child sacrifice. In Leviticus 20, the Lord speaks to Moses saying, "Say to the people of Israel, any of the people of Israel or the strangers who sojourn in Israel who give any of his children to Moloch shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. I myself will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he has given one of his children to Moloch, to make my sanctuary unclean and to profane my holy name." All right. So now we've made the connection that why Jesus was talking about Gehenna. It was a place of disdain where child sacrifice, the fires, burning children, Topheth, the drums, just a complete place of horror. So he's talking about the judgment of the Pharisees. We talked about how you escape from Gehenna. He's using the symbolism of the children's sacrifices there, saying that they are going to be judged. It's very, very brutal, very vivid imagery. And it holds true for us here today. We have our Planned Parenthood, child sacrifice abundant here in America, in the States, and in the world. It is crazy that it's still a thing. And people say it's our right. It's my right to kill my child. It's child sacrifice. And the Bible's very clear in what God thinks about it. So I will let him, yeah. All right. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe and comment down below. Until next time, let's dig into the text. You can be loser, set me free.